I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I will see you later. A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail. Are you all right?
The boss...
If you've been hurt...
Name's Al...
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Yes, you did. And it was cowardly and inexcusable.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
What happened?
Hey!
Yes, you...
Sod off.
It's true.
I said...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
Never heard of her.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunkard.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Do you need assistance?
I'm alright, but if you fancy giving me the medication, I can put it to good use.
Do you know Nurse...
Never heard of her.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me. When booze will be proud of me. Stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lapping. Sick and suffering.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening.
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh,
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction will do the trick.
I'm perfectly fine, thanks to my miraculous elixir. You, on the other hand, look pale and tired, Doctor.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
I don't like to...
Competition.
Never met her.
Tell me, Who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Goodbye, Miss Swan.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Good evening,
As long
Ben.
as you have the money.
I'm afraid...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket and locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
I'm not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy? Really?
Word is...
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper. Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
You don't seem well, but...
I always...
I will see you later. A gun, alcohol.
Its effect has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
People are talking about this Colossus. Perhaps I should look into it. Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse Crane.
I have no time for you, sir.
I must insist, sir.
I have no time.
Good evening, sir.
You're here.
I'm not here.
Doctor?
Do you require a...
Not me.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
In other words, you take advantage of these poor lost souls.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swanborough shit.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about her?
Dorothy Crane. Bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. Mr. Bates, since I took an oath to...
Well...
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. Mr. Bates.
Evening.
Since I took an oath...
I'm all right.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. Excuse me, sir.
Another German?
I'm not a German.
A Dr. Yusuf.
Really?
I'm Joe Peterson.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I...
According...
Not familiar with this.
This part of town does have quite a reputation.
Totally. Look at me, for instance.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
The name is Colossus Joe. I don't get sick.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Time to pay, one way or another.
Welcome.
I am
Doctor?
How is business around here?
Business? I have no...
I see.
It's no secret,
As a murder,
Well, you mean
have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I...
Violence, is it?
Yeah,
Where did this
in
happen?
the closed work.
Do you need help?
I only need
Have you heard of a nurse?
nurse
Yes.
Dorothy.
That doesn't.
Your precious.
As a merchant.
What you mean,
Right then. Show me what you have.
Hard to pay, one way or another. You're late. Where's my money?
Don't.
I'm not.
All right.
Christina, have you been?
I don't like.
Considering you.
If it is got.
You can put.
And you think.
Do you know?
I don't.
You seem.
Dorothy.
Tell me about it.
Are you joking with me? People don't.
I have no. I always thought.
You know.
Do you need any assistance? I'm shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with...
Goodbye, miss. Forgive.
Do not apologize.
I am
A sign?
What do you mean when you...
Also,
Quite a judgment.
but you,
Well,
as a doctor,
what do you mean?
the beast is...
I have heard... Good evening, Mr.
It's far.
Don't you fear getting...
I've been told.
Have you any...
No,
Where did you send...
I sent
You sent him on some...
as a true.
Do you know...
I don't like
So you're not...
nuns
Why do you hate nurse?
before coming.
What do you mean?
Also,
Quite a judge...
but you are
I am. What do you mean?
also
Quite a judge...
but you,
Well,
as a doctor,
what do you mean?
the beast.
Really?
We must
What is left?
cleanse it.
Tell me, Tobias. What exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification...
Your
Your map.
my
Joseph.
vicar
Don't you fear...
I've been
I have heard enough for tonight.
You are blinded by your own
Caution. Distribute flowers at this time.
Nobody at home.
Perhaps I should look into it. A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked, all right. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you...
I'm not bothered.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. My father is...
Forgive my...
Why should I?
You have a...
That's exact...
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so.
So that's why...
I'm not afraid.
Do you know...
Yes.
Do you need any medical...
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better with this.
I'm not sure.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself. So...
I'm not bothered.
Do you need any medical help?
I'm feeling okay.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
It's locked.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue. Is there only pain that sucks?
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Good evening.
It's fun.
I have heard enough for tonight.
The walls of your home will not protect you. For there is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are alone.
Good evening, miss. I know what you're... I know you... Melia, I know you... You don't seem to need... Very well. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. Good evening.
Shane.
Do you need any...
You're...
Goodbye, miss. Take...
look so pale, my lord. Would you like me to revive you? I'm
unable to see the true horror around you.
Good evening.
It's
Don't you fear?
I've been
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Even now, he judges your words and actions.
Excuse
Sorry.
Dr. Rick.
I heard you are
Not my...
I'm afraid.
Ah,
Without.
I don't know.
He never.
No.
Really?
He went to...
He has no.
No.
Where can.
He spent...
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice.
If you put.
Thank you, sir.
I still.
I don't know.
Why are there.
There's a war.
It's a.
These are...
Christine,
Of course.
do you think.
I believe that...
Have you.
I've had...
I must.
I'll remember.
What is it?
He goes...
So you.
Right, chap.
That's quite.
Not at all.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So,
I'm not bothered.
do you need any?
I'm feeling up.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
There is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your
Good
false
evening, Doctor.
faith.
Can I help?
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Hello again. You don't seem to need. Very well. It's locked. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
I cannot enter.